Yeah, everybody's looking
look
sharp.
great, dude.
Looking sharp. And we're back with the My Business, My Story show, where we believe behind every great business lies a great story. I'm Tyler.
I'm Chris.
And today we are here with Lee and Dell of Studio 117 in York, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. So, guys, thanks for having us out here. I'm really excited because I'm a big music guy myself, and I record a lot of music.
Right.
So it's awesome to come in here and see the professionals and all the thousands of dollars worth of equipment that I don't have at home. But yeah, this is really cool and interesting. I was looking on your website, and you guys have a really interesting backstory just from that paragraph I read. You guys started out at Thaddeus Stevens?
Yes, sir.
I think that's where all the greats
was a while
start.
ago.
I'm an alum too. What year did you guys graduate?
2010.
I think I'm a year after you.
Yeah.
Wait, are you guys saying that like you think you're old? Because I graduated way before that.
Oh, really? I was like, that was a long time ago, right? And
We're old
Definitely
heads,
feel
for
no.
sure.
So, I saw you graduated for something completely unrelated to what you're doing here.
Of
So why don't
course.
you give us a little backstory? How'd you guys get started here?
Well, we didn't want to make it easy, so we didn't go to school for music first. Okay?
I think that's the way to do it.
story. So, I went to Thaddeus Stevens for, mechanical engineering, mechanical design,
Yeah.
and I'll let you tell your story.
I went for electrical technology. Can't talk.
Did you guys end up using those degrees for that field?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We both did, but, so I was making music. I've been making music since I was 6 years old.
Gotcha.
Guitar mostly, and then graduated to, using programs and whatnot. And I saw, there's other people on campus that made music, and I was like, okay, let me try to network here, in college and everything. So ran to Dell. Dell was like, the best other producer out there, and I was like, you know what, this guy, he's, he seems real. I don't know if I like him yet, He was sort of reserved, and he was really good at what he did. I was sort of, nervous, I guess, to, sort of try to collaborate with him. But, went up to one day, I was like, hey, I heard you make music, man. We should, collab or something, He's like, yeah, let's, get together or whatever. And from there, it's history.
So it started out as just like a personal project that you wanted to work on, like music-wise, not the idea of recording other people's music.
No.
Okay.
No, I mean, I did have a studio in the dorm, and
Gotcha.
after that, we became dorm roommates or whatever you want to call it. And so it went from there. But back then I was trying to make my own music. I was an artist in my eyes, and I still think I am, but I just work on other people's music more now.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, I started just making beats, making instrumentals. That was my thing.
Yeah.
Initially, and I guess that turned into recording when I got with him. He was way better at recording and mixing. Like, he had more knowledge and everything than I did at that time. So
Google magic.
yeah. So that's how that happened for me.
Yeah, well, it is interesting because in recording music, there's the hardware side of things, setting up drum mics and figuring that whole process out, and then the whole software side of things, that's its own different kind of monster. Do you guys both kind of do everything here, or is there specific specialties? Or
They're definitely going to be specialties.
Yeah.
But we both do everything. He plays most of the instruments.
Okay.
I'm more of a programmer. I'm pretty much in the box for everything that I do, unless I have to call on him or somebody else to come in and play some keys that I can't figure out or he can't figure out. But yeah.
At the end of the day, I mean, I play a lot of instruments, but focus on guitar,
Okay.
And that's where I started with guitar, and then I sort of moved on to, and Dell taught me a lot about, programming, using Fruity Loops and things like that to actually make the beats. So that's, that's where we started. Now, we can both do a little bit of everything.
That's really cool. You have that symbiotic relationship. I know when Chris and I started working together, when we would go to these shows, I'd be like, dude, you got to mic the people up because I can't even turn on, I do cameras, man. I can't do audio equipment, right? And it's just, it's one of those things where just the more you do something, you just naturally get more comfortable with it, and you figure it out and you learn more.
You're saying I look good on camera.
Exactly.
Well,
a roundabout way.
It's a demand too. I mean, if we don't want to be here, both of us be here for every single session, we gotta figure it out, right? So,
Right. Yep.
So as it went on, and we were like, you know what, I don't want to be here every time you're here, Dell, like every single day. So we sort of were like, okay, well, let's both cross train each other and look up more, on Google and YouTube, and then Dell went back to college, and so things like that. Now we're well trained in anything that we come across, and we actually teach that on to our interns as well.
That's really neat.
I got a lot of questions about the process here, but I want to go back a little bit further. So you started out together recording music in your dorm rooms. And at any point during that time, did you start taking on the responsibility of recording other people's music?
I wouldn't say not so much in the dorm room. Maybe here and there were like a few things that happened in the dorm room. We had I remember we had like a song that we did with like everybody on the floor. We're making this song. We got the door open. People are walking by. Hey, you sing? You rap? What do you do? So we're like literally
Stevens Jam or something.
So we're bringing everybody into the room, recording different parts and chopping it up. Well, he's recording because I'm not recording at the time. You know,
right?
I'm kind of like producing and saying, oh, what if we did this? What if we did that? But he's doing all the recording and the mixing and stuff. But literally, we made this big like collaboration of everybody that was just walking by, and it actually came out pretty cool.
That's really neat. I think it speaks a lot to just kind of the drive and the passion. You just like you guys wanted to do it, so hey, you got to be willing to just go ask strangers. Hey, would you guys want to be on this song? And so, like along those lines, what happened that made you guys take the leap and say, yeah, hey, let's establish a recording studio, and let's try and do this and help ourselves and help others.
Well, I guess we go deeper into the story. After college, we separated. He came back to York. I went to Philly. Okay. Philly is where I'm from. He's from York. So he actually got a job opportunity in Philly and was looking for a place to stay. And I was out in Philly. I was like, hey, Dell, got a job opportunity. I need a place to stay. Is there any way, you have room at your place? So
I even sleep in the basement.
So he accepted the position. He came out, and I would say that's like where we got a lot of our chemistry from. Working together. We had a set up in the basement, and that's when we started like recording people and different things like that, and making beats. And I guess the idea came to make a beat page. That's what we wanted to do. Okay. Everybody was selling beats online, making thousands of dollars and stuff like that. So
you're making like loops.
Yeah. Not even loops, just actual full on production. Beats.
Like a whole song.
Yep, instrumentals that people could go on and purchase and lease beats. So that was the idea.
I love the hustle, man.
Did that make money?
That makes a lot of money.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. We never got to it.
But you tried, right?
No, the idea changed completely.
Okay.
So we went from that to actually talking about opening up a recording studio, because what we wanted to do was bring kids in, and teach kids the things that we knew and stuff like that. So we went and did all the research of how to create programs for kids and become a nonprofit and this, that, and the third. But
it fizzled out, right? Because right then, when we're sitting in Philly, and we're trying to create this huge idea of a business, and it's like, wow, this costs a lot of money, we're in Philly right now, so, and there's a lot of competition. So, at that point, we're just looking like, okay, what can we do? And that's when we started AK Beats, and AK Beats was, my first name's Albert and his is King and Dell.
Okay.
So AK, so that's where that started. And then, I moved out and went a little bit of a separate way, and we sort of got back together, and I was like, this artist was coming to my studio. His manager was saying, hey, there's some places in York right now that are, sort of vacant, and, they're looking to renovate them. So we came down to tour the place, and that's when we ran into this space here, and we fell in love with it. It was an empty, big empty room.
Yeah.
So, and then, they're like, well, hey, we'll design for you. And, I'm trained in architecture as well. So I was like, I'll help design, and we laid the whole space out, and it just made sense.
That is awesome, man. I love that, just taking that kind of leap, man, from going, from a basement recording studio or, basically to, this full on, do you want to explain a little bit, like what are all the different areas that, that you guys have here?
Well, originally when we opened up, we wanted to be like a media house. So we wanted to do everything. We had videography and photography in the front. That was RB Studios that was doing that. Shout out to Ruppert. And he's doing a stakeout now out here in York. He does cheesesteaks. But we had originally did videography, photography. So the idea was bring an artist back, we'll create the beat, we'll make the music, we'll record the song, we'll give you a song that now you can go ahead and take out front and sit with our videographer and our photographer and do whatever you need to do as far as media. You need pictures, you need videos. And you can walk out the door. Shop. One-stop shop for whatever you need. Yeah. And that was the original idea. And I guess moving from there, Rob went on to his other business ventures, and that opened up that space out there. So with that, we figured, what can we do with that space? We started having jam sessions and game nights, just different ways to
bring in the community and stuff.
Yeah, bring the community and stuff like that. We hosted what am I trying to say here? We hosted the open mics.
Open mics,
open mics and stuff. We had local artists coming in with their paintings and stuff. We were selling. We got local art out there right now.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yep.
So we really tried to drive it, to be a community-based space. Safe place for kids to come in and hang out, listen to music, make music, stuff like that. And since then, so out there we have the big room that we turned into an educational lab.
Okay.
You walk back the hallway, and the hallway is full of art, from local artists. And you get back here to the control room, which is where the engineers sit, right?
Yeah.
And then back the hallway here, there's a vocal booth and a drum booth. Okay. So that sort of outlines, the space. And we're looking to expand.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
So what kind of music do you get here? Like any kind of genre?
Yeah.
More than we ever thought.
So was that something going into it that was kind of like making you nervous? These different genres, how do you record different techniques and stuff like that?
Not
or just
only
kind of
that.
dive into that, or what?
Not only that, but we were still recording in the bedroom, before this space opened. So we're like, how are we gonna sustain enough clientele to first off pay for the space,
right?
And then if we do get clientele, how are we gonna work on their songs when we never recorded country before? We never worked with certain genres. So since we've been open, we've recorded over 400 different artists. And any genre you can think of. We've even had a lady come in and do Turkish waltz. We've had a lot of Spanish music. We've had rock, hip hop, R&B, country. We've created full albums in some of these genres.
We even had like a refugee from the Congo.
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah.
So do you guys help produce the music, or so you offer suggestions and stuff like that as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Shape it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the sessions we have here are recording sessions now, so we are strictly, recording, mixing, mastering, but we also do production for artists that want to go that extra step as well.
Okay.
That's really wild, man, and hats off to you.
Thanks.
Again, I love, as far as learning these different genres, I mean, I don't know if this was the case, but I know with YouTube and Google and everything, and just, there's tutorial videos. I mean, you can literally teach yourself anything, and just if obviously you have a good ear for music, you know what country music is, you can start figuring things out. So how did you guys go about mastering those genres? You just threw yourself to the fire and
yeah, pretty much. Lee's background is more of rock, pop. My background is more of hip hop, R&B.
Okay.
So when we come together on projects, we kind of find that there's nothing that we really can't tackle.
All right.
Yeah. So just going into it with the open mind is big. And the good thing about music is it's not music, art in general. It's creative, so it's what you want it to be. So the country projects that we did, yes, they were country, but they were our country. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's it's not you're nervous going into it, but it's we're going to make it work.
That's really inspiring, because you took the risk there. There's a lot of things you wouldn't know how to do or understand without the experience, and you just said, screw it, I'm doing it anyways. And I think that holds a lot of people back from starting something like this. Not like a record studio, but just in general, whatever their passion or dream is. So.
Yeah, I mean, the first step is just getting started, right? I mean, you got to plan, but you can't plan forever, And when you get started, obviously we let our clients know, hey, we're not experts in country, but we're going to do what we think is going to be amazing,
Yep.
And usually they're on board because they're not trying to be the cookie cutter country artist either, they're trying to be somebody unique and different.
Yeah.
So
your rates are very affordable.
Yeah.
You guys are real easy and personable, easy to get along with. So there's a lot of things there that make it comfortable, it seems like, for somebody to come in, especially someone maybe who hasn't ever recorded anything before in their life.
And that is the hard part right there, because that requires us to be here all the time, right?
True.
Now, recently we've been getting into, training our interns, and these guys, some of them are smarter than, Dell and I combined. They go to college for this, they have 4-year degrees.
Engineering and stuff,
but the hardest thing to teach them is, how to make the client comfortable, how to get in that space where you're making them feel comfortable enough to open up to you.
Well, there's definitely that barrier a lot for some people, especially when you turn on a camera or you turn on a microphone, where like they just seize up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And once you can get past that, you can unlock their potential and their abilities. But it's like, if you can't make them comfortable, it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, we definitely preach that to our interns. In order to get like your best performance out of these artists and things like that, they have to be comfortable.
Yeah.
So you're sitting here and your first 15, 10 minutes is what you're doing. You're trying to make them comfortable in the space that they're in. Because like you said, there are a lot of people that are nervous, once they get in front of those lights or that microphone, it's like, oh, I know I sing in the shower, but now I can actually hear myself when people are watching me. So
it's like warming up.
It's a whole nother game.
Yeah. It's like when you make a movie and the first few scenes that you shoot, it's like, this is a little rough, but you get in the groove.
Right.
Hopefully.
Yeah. A lot of what we do here is developing that artist, even as just recording engineers, what we'd like to do is help them feel comfortable, help them understand this is how you do this is how you don't do it, and try to get the best sound possible, because the recording is the most important part. If you don't have a good recording, you can't have a good mix,
Yeah.
So I assume you have a lot of repeat customers then who come back and
Yes.
build those relationships, and that's awesome. Now, software-wise, you guys are rocking what? It looks like Logic?
Yes. Logic Pro X.
Okay, what made you choose that over like Premiere, or can we throw out Reaper? $60, I'm just saying.
Well, when we started, we were using Fruity Loops for everything.
Not
so
Sony Acid? That's where I started.
No, Fruity Loops was where it was at. It was super easy to use, and
it's a pretty powerful piece of software.
It is.
Price,
It really is. But then, we're looking, okay, we want to record more. We want to get more into the mixing side of things. What options are professionally available, so that when clients see what we use, they're not like, oh, they're just a basement studio. They're using some basement program. We wanted to, be competitive, So we looked into Pro Tools, we looked into Logic, we looked into, Sony and things like that. And we just found that Logic had the best user interface for people starting up like us.
And also, we're producers first, so we feel like Logic just lends a hand to that, as far as being producer friendly and being able to go from production straight into recording into mixing. So it's just seamless. The workflow in Logic was great for us.
Right.
And we did a lot of YouTube videos and stuff like that. Like you said, we went to YouTube University.
We did. We sat down in that basement literally every day at a certain time, of the day, and we said, okay, well, today, we're going to learn about recording. Today, we're going to learn about editing, and that's where we got the idea to start our classes as well, because that's how we learn.
Yeah, I love that entrepreneurial just kind of spirit and attitude, and certainly, where there's a will, there's a way, and really. A lot of it is really just taking that first step and just self-belief, man, and just saying, hey, I can do this. There's no reason I can't, man. I see other people doing it, and I don't think there's really that much different between them and me. They just kind of took that first step.
Yeah.
And I know that's like Chris and I, we've just had the privilege of being involved in a lot of cool things. I met you guys through filming Zachary William, his music video for What I Have Found, and so that's how we originally connected. I was like, "Yo, this place is awesome, man. We really need to sit down and kind of hear, how it came to be." And I know, with Chris and me, just as far as, we've done a lot of short films here and had them, accepted into film festivals, and they're on Amazon Prime and all this stuff. So it's and it's like, well, man, if we can do it, believe me, anybody can do it. We're not trained actors, we're not trained directors, trained writers, similar to you guys. You stumbled upon this passion for something, and in your spare time, right? You taught yourself how to do it because you loved it. And I think, with anything, just the more you do it, man, you naturally get better at it. Well, so if you have a passion for it,
you guys move beyond the amateur at home studio to this is professional, very professional gear. Highly technical.
Yeah.
And it's just you've embraced that.
Yeah.
And we try to shoot this to our classes as well. Our students, that come in. A lot of students, they might not have this opportunity at home,
Right.
and they might not have the people to teach them. So, we like to see ourselves as mentors instead of teachers. We don't like to teach. We like to be a mentor. So, these students come in, they're like, wow, this guy's from, York or lives in York, and he's driving a nice car and he has a nice studio. These guys are the real deal, and this is something I could do with my life. So we sort of try to pass it on that way, right?
Yeah,
That's awesome. How many kids or people do you have coming through here? Like
A lot.
I can't say how many interns and job shadows and things like that we had since we opened. That's a lot. I'm sure it's at least, I don't know, we got to be somewhere around like 20, 30 interns or something like that.
And then, we work with schools as well.
Yeah.
So we work with 22 different school districts and 4 colleges. So through that, we've seen hundreds and hundreds of kids a year in the last 5 years that we've been here. And, we do programs with YCAL, the York County Alliance for Learning.
Okay.
So they bring kids from pretty much every school in York County. We do programs with Cultural Alliance and Arts and Education residencies. So we do that right out here in the big room. We, teach them how to make a song from the ground up. Interns, job shadows.
Got an after-school program. Did you mention Salvation Army?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry.
You don't want to forget that. No.
Yep. So we actually just took on like a younger group this year.
Okay.
Before we were trying to gear it more towards kids that were older, like high school kids and stuff like that. Maybe some middle school kids. But some of those younger kids came through, and you see like the interest. So if you can spark that interest young, it's like
that's everything. I mean, when I was in school, right, in high school, I made a decision in 8th grade to go to Votech, right.
Okay.
So that's a technical school, and I went for architecture. But a lot of people are preparing kids or start preparing for their career, around high school, when they start to go to college, and that's too late in my mind. Some of these kids are ready in 8th grade to sort of experiment and at least see what's out there.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to provide here is an opportunity for kids to see, what is out there. And hey, I might not want to be a producer like I thought,
Right.
That's a good thing if they figure that out before they go spend money in college and waste money to do something they don't really want to do.
Yeah. And the brain's like plasticity at that age is like,
somebody's banging on the door.
if you know what, we're going to cut to commercial break real quick. Do you need to?
Sorry.
No, good call. Tough times call for tough trash bags. When you're in a pinch, don't get mad, get glad. The only trash bag rated for up to 200 pounds, up to 200 miles. Aren't you glad you chose Glad?
Sorry about that, guys.
Nah, don't sweat it. Don't sweat it.
It was one of our intern applicants coming to check up on his internship and looking to book a session. So
No, you got to take that one for sure. But I was just saying, so as far as, it's awesome if you can reach those kids when they're that young, because like the brain's plasticity, the sky's kind of the limit. Like you can see just some serious progression really quickly, if they have that passion and drive. I know just through like coaching some youth sports, right? You see like the 8 and 9-year-olds show up to like football the first day, and if they never played before, it's a little bit rough. But within like 4 weeks, man, they're like running through people and running over people, and
You can spark that passion early,
yeah.
Not only that, but there's hidden gems in those younger kids.
Absolutely.
Some of the kids that we work with here and during our classes have turned out to be some of the best artists that we worked with here at the studio. So yeah,
they just never even knew because they
some
never had the experience.
Yeah, some of them knew they could do it, but they just never had an opportunity to be in the space, right? They don't have money yet to spend on the studio.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, York, is there a reason you chose York? Is it because you're from here, or?
York is where I'm from.
Is there a fostering music community here, or?
Yeah, York is where I'm from, so I immediately, that's where I wanted to be.
Yep.
I drug Dell back out here. Sorry about that. But we were in Philadelphia at the time we made this decision that we wanted to go to York, and it was more so because of the pricing. In Philly, it's a high cost for everything. There's a lot of competition out there, and York was really underdeveloped in this area, in music and arts at the time. And right when we moved back, it started to be like more of an arts, revolution.
Yeah,
coming,
Renaissance or whatever, right?
Yeah. So luckily we came right at the right time.
Good timing. Yeah. I think that guy's banging on the door again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if we should kind of wait or what.
I'll go
but-
talk to him one more time.
Yeah, no
Sorry.
worries. Do it.
Cut the video all up
One more
today.
commercial break.
Alex,
We'll be right back.
Alex.
Placenta capacity important help stabilize hormones, induce lactation, increase breast milk production, support mental well-being, provide more energy, lend pain relief, and assisting in bonding. Highly recommended for new mothers. And don't forget to click the link and grab your free checklist and video series of postpartum secrets to thriving.
So before you came in, I was just saying kudos to you. I like how you guys kind of embrace and support all the arts and not just
So, what does the future entail for Studio 117?
Well, we hope to branch out and purchase a space a little bit bigger than this.
Okay.
To be able to teach more kids, right? To be able to have a live room. That's one thing we really wanted to do, was have a room that we could bring entire band in. Right now we have to sort of split up the band into different rooms, and that's
Gotcha.
not ideal.
Okay.
Yeah, so
that. You think you have more chemistry, right? If they can all kind
Sure.
of play in the same space,
Yep.
feed off each other.
Exactly. Yeah, we actually have like a group that comes in, a group of sisters, the Rossums, and they sing together. And I think they've been singing together all their lives. So when they're singing together live, the chemistry that they have is amazing. And to kind of have to like split that up. It's like,
It takes away.
yeah, definitely takes away from the performance, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
Sure. Yeah. Any other last?
Parting words,
Parting
anything? Yeah,
words?
you guys want to say to inspire the viewers, perhaps, or?
I think we're just really looking to make a big impact. That's our goal, is to make an impact. Whether it's in education or changing somebody's life through recording and mixing, and so that's why we're really here. And we tell our guys, our interns, all the time, that's the end goal. They're always asking, hey, they're helping us teach classes now, and they're asking like, what's the point of this class? Like, what do we want to do here? And I'm like, it's not really about teaching, recording, mixing, and mastering as much as it's making an impact in their lives.
Fostering that
through-
flame there.
Yeah, through the music. So
That's a beautiful thing.
I think I would say when you have a passion, a passion for something, it's always like great to go after that passion. Don't really worry about money and things like that, offhand, because what happens is things align themselves for you somehow. So when we wanted to do this, we didn't know, where we were going to get a building, how we were going to get a space, how we were going to purchase equipment, just anything. If we were going to have clients to support our business, we didn't know any of that.
Yeah.
We just knew that we had a passion, we had an idea, this is something that we wanted to do, and doors just opened,
Yeah, you just kind of manifested it, right?
So not to say that you don't have to do the work, because you have to do the work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You
Absolutely.
there have been sleepless nights. We've been in here 3 a.m. We work day jobs.
yeah.
And yes, and we're in here 3 a.m.
Believe
just
it.
doing things to push the business and stuff forward and get the doors open. But just like I said, if you have a passion, stick with it. Doors are going to open.
I love it, man. And I really, it's funny you say that. Like I was just telling my son the other day, he's 6, and just saying, hey, like there's going to come a time, like I love you, man. And I always tell you, there's nothing you can't do if you believe in yourself and put your mind to it.
Yeah.
To the point where like at 3, I remember he's like, I heard this big bang. I go out like in the living room. He did like a front flip off the couch, and he's like, Dad, watch me do this front flip. I said, Dude, nah, you're not doing that.
Yeah.
And he's like, you told me if I, believed in myself, that I can do anything. I was like, all right, do one time. Go ahead. And so yeah, and I said, dude, like there will come a time where you know, like even me, you might come to me with something. I'm like, dude, I don't think you can do that. As much as I love my son and want to support him, there's just, you know, I said, dude, even if I say something like you can't do it, I said, if you think you can, man, you go do it anyways, right? And I think that's kind of what you guys did, like you said, man. Like you had the passion and you just went and did it. And those doors opened up, and now you have this super dope studio, and you're looking to expand.
Not only that, like just, I don't know, thinking about all of the people that we touched along the way, and all the people that we inspire along the way. So like that's more rewarding than like our own personal successes. It's just knowing that like we touched like, you know, this many people, you know.
I mean, there is, you know, we started from nothing, literally. I mean, I remember eating ramen, you know, thinking like, where am I gonna get the funds? Where am I gonna get the funds to live my life? You know, let alone start another business. So really, it doesn't matter. You know, the money doesn't matter. It's really about the passion, like Dell was saying. I mean, it's just, you know, we've had students come through here with the same kind of, you know, lifestyle where they're like, you know, I can't afford anything, and we just give them something, and it sparks them, and they're like, okay, well, now I sort of know where I want to go, right? You know?
Awesome, guys.
That's great.
Yeah, it's great to hear. We loved hearing your story. Everybody can find Studio 117 at
Studio117York.com.
There you go.
All of our hashtags are Studio117York, so it's not hard to find.
Excellent. And what are your hours?
We have hours by appointment. So you go on the website, you can schedule an appointment right there. Our whole schedule, you know, that for that week is up online.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much for coming on the show. This has been another glorious episode of the My Business, My Story show, where behind every great word, we're going to have to redo it. I'm blanking, dude. We just went for like 35 minutes. All right, so this has been another glorious episode of the My Business, My Story show, where we believe behind every great business lies a great story. Till next time, keep on keeping on.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, hold up. And we've got some dope
Nice.
My Business, My Story t-shirts for our guests.
He's got any extra medium.
Yo,
That's messed up.
rock the swag.
I've been working on my build.
Yeah. I can tell. Super swole.